Hey guys, I want to make a quick video here to just talk about um, gym intimidation, or some people may be self-conscious, too self-conscious to go to the gym. In other words, you might be somebody who feels that you're too out of shape, you're too overweight or fat or whatever your perception might be, or however you believe other people are going to look at you, or that you're underweight or too skinny or scrawny or whatever you might think, to go to the gym and be seen in the gym, and you're afraid that people are just going to gawk at you and think, wow, what's this person doing here? They don't belong here. And I can relate to this because when I first started lifting, I kind of felt the same way. I lifted for the first few years just in an old garage with a dirt floor with an inexpensive weightlifting set that was 1-inch diameter bar, etc., etc. And reason being was, although my self-esteem was pretty decent at the time, I had been fighting competitively for probably close to 10 years at that point. So it wasn't that I was that uncomfortable with my capability, but my physique, I had always been, really smaller guy, really skinny and thin. So even though I was pretty hard, I was actually still in my mind really small, and I was still pretty small. I was in decent shape. I was just really small, and so I thought I was too scrawny to go to the gym. I can't go to the gym. There was a world gym that was near where I lived at that time that I could have benefited from joining, but again, I felt like people would think, what's this guy doing in here? So what I want to say to you is, if that's where you're at and that's how you feel, it's completely, I don't want to say it's unfounded, because to you it's rational and it makes sense, but that's not really the way it is in the gym. And so if there's a gym available to you and you could go, don't let that stop you. Get in there, and you're going to make a lot more progress that way, being around people that have similar goals, where the equipment is and the knowledge is, and so forth and so on. Now when you set out to find a gym, and hopefully you're going to have some choices. If there's only one gym near you, then that's pretty much all you got. But nowadays there seems to be plenty of gyms out there, so you're probably going to have at least a couple of choices, or at least two choices, maybe more. And when you go to look for a gym, one of the things I would look at is the clientele. Take a look at the other people training there. What do they appear to be physically? Are they all just, if you're looking at like a crowd of people that are all just out of shape people, or even regular people that are somewhat in shape, or things of that nature, if that's one choice, and then the other choice, maybe there are a few elite physiques that train in there, and these kind of people usually try to train around others like themselves, because we feed off of each other, for one thing. If you see that there, rather than let that intimidate you, that's probably a better choice, because you can utilize these people. They're a really good base of knowledge. They all either started out, they had to somewhere along the line been unhappy with their physical condition, or they would never have gotten there, gotten in that shape to begin with. Even if they are in some kind of condition far beyond what you're looking for, like, you may never want to look like me, but that doesn't mean that there's not somebody out there right now who is where I was when I started out. So I've already been there, done that, and I know how I did it and how I triumphed over it. Same thing with, everybody was, once the fat kid or once the skinny kid or whatever it might be, that, nobody jumped out of the womb looking like this, male or female. But so if they're people training for a goal, and it's a passion and a lifestyle for them, that's going to be a lot better for you to be around. You're going to be able to learn things and bounce things off of people. You'll have that opportunity. The other thing is, look at the staff and look at them the same way, which they look like. And if you're interested in perhaps some personal training, which you might be, take a look at what they look like. If they're just regular, college kids or whatever, nothing wrong with that. But if they're just folks that look like personal training, they came to it just because they needed a job. It was a job that they could get or whatever, because they could get pretty easily acquire some kind of certification and just make some money. That's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if there are people there that are athletic and it's a passion for them and a lifestyle, and maybe that's how they got into personal training, because they already had done it themselves, already in shape or training for something. Maybe they're marathoners, or maybe they do who knows what, maybe they're boxers, maybe they're MMA people, maybe they, maybe they play competitive tennis. Lord only knows. Could be anything. Maybe they're rock climbers, whatever it might be. They're going to be a better choice for you because it's their passion and they really know what they're talking about. I mean, anybody can get some kind of certificate that says they know something, on paper, but that doesn't mean they can apply it. And pretty much if they can apply it to themselves and it works, then they're going to be the better choice of the two different types. So I would look at both of those things. And the next thing is, let me see what else I've got here. I've been trying to write down some bullet points so that I don't ramble too far off track, which is what I tend to do, so that these videos aren't rendered like almost unwatchably boring. So bear with me momentarily here. And also, another point I want to make is, if you're one of those folks that thinks you don't have the time for it, don't let that stop you. Don't give up on yourself before you even get started because you feel like you don't have the time. A lot of guys or men, they'll say to me, approach me and say, my God, do you live in the gym? And nothing could be further from the truth. I actually only spend probably maybe 5 hours a week in the gym, I think. 5, maybe 6, maybe. So it really doesn't take that much time. That's what I do in the gym, and you may not even need that much. You certainly don't need that much to begin to initiate some change in your body in the right direction, whatever that may be from where you are. Now, if you're going to be doing something that's going to involve a lot of fat loss along the way, and it would probably benefit you to get a hold of a treadmill or something like that, an elliptical machine, which these things can be had fairly inexpensively nowadays. You don't have to get the latest and greatest. You can buy used, but it'll be priceless if you have it at home where you don't have to go anywhere and you can get your cardio in. Now, like myself, I've occasionally go over 300 pounds of body weight, so if a treadmill is limited to 250 pounds, that's not the one for me. Other than that, I would recommend that you look into something like that if you're going to need to do some cardio. And last point I want to make is that if you see somebody like me in the gym, or male or female, that has a pretty drastic level of development in whatever direction you're trying to get, don't be afraid to approach that person. No matter what your perception might be to look at us, we're usually the last people in the world that's going to judge somebody based on their physical appearance, because our own physical appearance is so drastic that we're constantly being judged and looked at, and everybody feels like they have a right or a need, or that I'm interested in hearing their opinion on my physique, just out in the world. And so we can relate to that, and we also understand more than anybody else that the body's just like a piece of clay, and you can mold it, you can change it, you make it anything you want it to be, and that's completely up to you. It's your body. You're the one that decides, what's ideal. Nobody else. And we like to talk about our passion, and it is a lifestyle. So if you see me in the gym or somebody like me, if you ask me a question about a piece of equipment or an exercise or nutrition or diet or whatever it may be, I'm more than happy to stop and talk with you, because we love nothing more than to convert people and get them into our lifestyle or a similar lifestyle, because we know how greatly it will benefit you and improve the quality of your life. So just remember, you've got this one body, has to last your lifetime, so invest some time in yourself. Make the time for yourself. So that's about it for now. Just get into the gym, stop letting things get in your way, stop making excuses, don't let things stop you, and don't be intimidated by anything. And that's it. So take care. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's some kind of benefit to you. If you do enjoy it or whatever, give me a little bit of positive feedback. That would be pretty awesome. Take care. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.